यच्छन्ति देवाः शृण्वन्तं न स्वप्नाय स्पृहयन्ति.
Friends, I am thankful to the organizers for giving me this very valuable opportunity to participate in this Carnatic music yesterday, today and tomorrow, or in the past, now and in the future. You see me with a Karnataka headgear. This was presented to me yesterday in the evening. So Karnataka Desa honored me with this one yesterday for my contribution, and I am very happy to honor the honor that they have given me, and so I am wearing it in a different form. Friends, before I have just 30 minutes, so I hope to finish it within a minute. But I want to start my presentation with one small event that took place. I presented a dance drama. I had a number of dance dramas which have been presented in different parts of the world. In the British Museum, London, on the life of Saint Sundaramurti Nayanar. I had other dance dramas on Divya Prabandham and so on. And at the end of the presentation, the head of the department of British Museum is one of the biggest museums in the world. They never allowed this type of dance dramas or traditional one, either before and after that also. That hall has been now demolished and some other exhibitions are there. The head of the department rushed to me and said, "Dr. Nagaswamy, please save this tradition, wonderful tradition. Don't allow this to be altered in the name of modernity. Don't change it, don't allow it." He was Robert Knock, the head of the department. And so it is not only we are concerned, but the entire world is concerned that this tradition should be preserved and not altered in the name of modernity. With this, I would like to tell you that I am going to say something about the Carnatic music. What is Carnatic music? I am not a musician, but I am only a historian. So I will be tracing the history of Carnatic music, and when we start getting the name Carnatic music, and I want your response. And at the end, already enough has been said in the introduction, and also Pahai Vijay has said excellent this thing on misuse of Carnatic music for other things, so I don't need to repeat what has been already said. Now, friends, next one, please. This is the title. Next. See, in the tradition of music, Saptaswara, there's one famous text called Sangita Ratnakara, and that author, Sarangadeva, puts all his text in 7 chapters, but it is inspired by Sari, Gama, Padani. And so in that tradition, I say we study this text in voice and Upanishadic, Vedic and Upanishadic roots. First, Bharata's Natyashastra. Second, the concept of Margi and Desi. And then the Tamil tradition, Silappadikaram, Tevaram and Divya Prabandham traditions. And then the role of Sangita Ratnakara, this I will focus. And then the Carnatic tradition and the modern attempt, and whether we should be afraid of or we can allow it to go. Nobody can change this tradition. Next one, please. Now, we are able to trace all aspects of Indian culture tradition, literature, music, science, and the life of the people to Veda. So we can prove that almost what we have today is only an extension of what was there in the Vedic period. And so remember, friends, this is a culture that has come down for more than 4,000 years. What we have is a continuous tradition living for the past 4,000 years or more. We have Taittiriya Upanishad in the Yajurveda, where there is the first chapter is called Sikshavali. And there we have 3 short words like sutra, Varna, swara, matra, balam, saama, santanaha. These are the 3 sutras found in Taittiriya Samhita, where the entire knowledge system is given as a sara, Veda sara, which is followed to this day. What is Varna? What is swara? What is matra? What is bala? And what is saama? Saama is the samagana. And what is santana? These, if we understand the origin of the tradition of literature and also music and dance. Now, Varna represents different meaning in different contexts. But here, the very beginning, Varna represents akaradik shakarantam, says Shankara. Akaradik shakarantam, both vowel and consonants. And then swara, udatta, anudatta, swarita. So first they introduce the sound, phonetic sound, and then modulation, udatta, anudatta, swarita. This is for ordinary words and sentences, but this is also applicable to music as swara is sarigama padani. Then we have matra. Matra balam, Laghu Guru, that you all know about it. That matra is very essential, and in prose or poetic tradition, we have only 2 matras, and maybe sometimes occasionally 3 matras maximum. But in music, you have enough scope to introduce, and these matras, and the matra can come out only from bala, from your strength, inner strength. So you have varna, swara 2, udatta, anudatta, swarita, and swarata, sari, gama, padani. And then matra, length of time. And that can come from balam, your mind. And then saama, that constitutes the musical tradition. Saama santanaha. Santana is called samhita. You put all the words together, sound, then modulation, and then your matras, and then your exercise to sing. And Saama Veda is always considered music, and that is the gods are very fond of Saama Veda, and that is the origin of Indian music, that is the origin of classical music, that is what lives today in the form of Carnatic music. So you have Varnaswaraha, Matra Balam, Saama Santanaha in the Taittiriya Upanishad shows the beginning of Veda Sara for this musical tradition. Next one, please. The next one, we have an interesting inscription from Mahabalipuram, where the king was a great lover of music and dance. And there he has given this in Sanskrit, It's found in inscriptions 700 AD or CE. Yadina vidhata bharato na yadi harihi narado navaskandaha. Vidhata is Brahma. Bharata is Natyashastra, giver of Natyashastra. Hari, Vishnu, Krishna, Narada, and Skanda, they were all great exponents of music. And Bodhum Kaiva Samartaha Sangeetam Kalakalasya. Kalakala is the title of this king. Kalakala is also the title of Shiva. Who can understand the greatness of music of Shiva if they are not Vidhata, Bharata, Hari, Narada, or Skanda? This king was a great lover of music and dance, and he, for the first time, mentions in written script, Lekha Pramana, Bharata. This is the earliest reference to Bharata in Indian context, Indian history. Next one, please. Sangita is used in ancient times denoting Nritta Gita Vadya. So when they speak of Sangita, it means it includes Nritta, Gita, and also Vadya, instrumental music. Right? The Narada was a great exponent of music. Sage Narada, Tumburu, instrumental music. Agastya was a great giver of music and dance. He had his own school. So these are the great exponents of music in ancient times, immediately after or they are part of the Vedic period, Vedic time. Next. Bharata has given Natyashastra to us, and as someone asked me, what has Natya to do with Carnatic music, classical music? Without music, there is no dance. And without Natyashastra, neither literature, nor music, nor instrumental music, or the mode of expression is not there in India. So it is an extraordinary text, wonderful text which covers the whole aspect of human expression, communication technique. And so we have to think of not only Natya. Natya is only one chapter, fourth chapter, 108 dance karmas, but the whole of musical system, Varna, swara, etc., instrumental music, how to make it, and then yamakas and costumes and design, building of theater, etc. The whole aspect of art and communication is there in Bharata's Natyashastra. This is the one text which has influenced all people, from the highest king down to the scary person. He could carry the art to them, and all these are based on Bharata's Natya. That is the earliest text. It is unfortunate its importance in the culture of Indian history. This has not been realized. And we have to see every aspect, take it back to Natyashastra. And here, there is a chapter on Dhruva. Dhruva is what we call Daru. In musical parlance, in dance, they used to Pravesa Daru, and other Darus are there. Daru is derived from Dhruva. There, Natyashastra, he says, Richaha, Panika, Gata, and Saptarupa. Now, Richa is Rik. Rik is a form of composition, poetry and music. And Panika is, of course, Pani, Tala. Gata is narration, Samhita. Saptarupa. So you see, Bharata already gives Saptarupa, and then he is going to define whole of this classical music Every aspect of classical music is described in succeeding chapters in Bharata's Natyashastra. So to start with the understanding classical music, we have to go to Bharata for every aspect of it. Then Dhruvam, Chandas. We know Chandas. They are also defined in Natyashastra. Next, Dhruvam, Ekavastu. Then Parigatakam, I don't know, I am not able to read it here. From 2 Vastu, Geetakam. And Madraka, 3 Vastu. And Chatushpada is 4 Vastu. Vastu is the content of the composition. Next one, please. You know Chandas. These are the Vedic Chandas, Vedic poetic meters. Gayatri, Vishnuku, Anushtupu, Brahati. There's a mistake, sorry. Pankti, Trishtupu, and Jagati. These are the poetic composition of definition or classification according to Vedic tradition. Next. Saptaswaras. These are also discussed in Bharata's Natyashastra. Because we are talking about the Shastriya Sangita, Shastra right goes into the very root of it and gradually they develop the subject. And so we have here Sari, Gama, Padani. These are the Akshara sounds. When added with musical quality, they are called Isai in Tamil, Geetam. Then we know this is called, that's how this is called Shadja, Rishabha, Gandhara, Madhyama, Panchama, Daivata, and Nishada. Sarigama is just word, sound, but when you add a musical tone to it, it becomes Isai, then that is called Shadja, Rishabha, Gandhara, and so on. Next one, please. Then he also discusses about Kala Pramana. There are 2 types of poetry. One is called Vrittam, according to Bharata. One is called Vrittam, and the other one is called Geetam. Vrittam, they are measured by syllables, Vritta, number of syllables. The Gita is Tala Pramana. Next. So what he says is, Vritta, next one. No. Sorry, go back. One is called Anibadha and Nibadha. Anibadha means it is not restricted by or measured by. It's only measured by the syllable, that is Vrittam. But when it is bound by Tala Pramana, then it becomes Gita, Nibaddham. And that you also use Laghu and Guru matras to measure the next one. Then Bharata discusses a string instrument, percussion instrument, wind instrument, vocal instrument. And then we have in Tamil tradition what is called Aham and Puram. Aham represents Sringara Bhava. Puram, the other Dharma, Artha and Kama aspect. So these are required for a musician so that he can give a beautiful exposition of the Gita. So these are the gunas of the Gayakaras. Next one. Then it is Bharata who gives what are the rasas, classification of rasas. Now, first time, Raso Vaisaha is there in the Veda, but the classification is, we get it only from Bharata, and he divides them into the Natya Rasa and then other Rasa. Natya Rasa are only 8 in Sringara Hasya, Karuna, Raudra, Veera, Bhayanakaha, Bibhatsa, Adbhuta, 8. Santa is not included, as a rasa, as the ninth rasa, so far as dance is, drama is concerned, drama is concerned. Because chant is just without movement, without expression, and that has no meaning in dance dramas. And so, Ashtau Natya Rasasmritaha, Bharata. Next. Now, we should also see after Bharata, I am going in on the chronological method. After Bharata lived, we don't know, maybe before 2,500 years ago. Exact date we don't know. But we have large amount of musical compositions which have been sung and danced also in Tamil Nadu, Tamil tradition. Tamil is one of the earliest languages, regional language, which is very rich in literature, music, and dance. You have one type of music which is mentioned in Tolkappiyam, the grammar. One is called Nataga Vadakku. So already in 2000 years ago, we have what is called Nataga Vadakku. This is Natya Dharmi of Bharata's Natyashastra, for which he mentions two types of poetic compositions. One is called Paripadal, and another one is called Kalitvahe. And these two are very well suited for Aham type of composition. And we have Paripadal, a large collection of poems, 2,000-year-old collection. They give the song. They give the song. At the end of it, they say who is the composer, and then who set it to music, and then also what is the tala pramana in which this has to be sung. These are mentioned in the 2,000-year-old compositions. We have about 70 such verses in Paripadal collection, edited by U.S. Swaminathan. Next one comes the wonderful dance drama. That's called Silappadikaram. It's not a kavya, it's not a history, though we mistook it as a history. It is called Nataka Kavya. So that is one of the earliest dance drama composition in any Indian regional language. And the commentator, 13th commentator, says very correctly, this is a Nataka Kavya. And the whole thing is started with Arangetru Kadai, where you get how the dancer learned dance, a dancing girl, Madhavi, and then the qualifications of the composers, and then the qualification of the singers, the Kujal, Yar, Tannumai is Mridangam, and so on, how to make it, how they used it, and so on. Extraordinary information, unimaginable information of 2,000-year-old tradition of system of classical music and dance in Silappadikaram. We have two commentaries. One is called, the name of the person is not known, is Arumpada Urai Achriyar. The second one is called Adiyarku Nallar. And there, Adiyarku Nallar gives the whole details of complete musical system, Prabandha system, how Gita separate, and Nrittanuga Gita, that which follows Nritta. All these are all given in detail in the 13th century commentary. Then comes explosion of classical poems composed by saintly persons, Saiva and Vaishnava, Saiva Nayanmars and Vaishnava Alvars. And these are all not mere poetry to be read as poetry, but these are all musical compositions. We have between 600 and 900 AD, we have first Jnana Sambandar, and before her we had Karekalamaya, but Jnana Sambandar has sung 4,200 or 300 poems Tevaram songs on Shiva, on all temples in the area. So 4,300 beautiful classical songs composed by Gnanasambandar is available. Isayal Tamil Parappum Gnanasambandhan. So he used music to spread Tamil literature. And what a compositions he have given. Extraordinary. Followed by Saint Appar. Another, he sang 3,000 verses which are still sung. And then we have Sundarar, 1,000 songs, and Manikavachaka, Saiva alone, you have got nearly 8,000 and odd songs. What a composition. Complete Puranas, and complete aspect of music, all aspects you can see in Gnanasambandar's composition. Next one. Sambandar has sung in all varieties or classes of music in Vritta and also Gita, both. He says, see, Ekapada. In this he has composed song Ekapada, Dvipada, Dipada I call Iradi, and Tripada, Muvadi, composition, poetry, musical. Chatushpada is 4 lines, Naladi. Next. Then he also sings Vina Vidai. Vina Vidai is Prasnottara Malika of the Sanskrit tradition. He has sung it, it is called Vina Vidai, a Mala. It's also there mentioned in Bharata's Natyashastra defined. Gnanasambandar sings in that composition. And then he has a very interesting Tiru Tala Jati, a rare composition where he combines both Tala and Jati, and his whole song is composed in that tradition. Then Malai Matru and Chakkaram Matru. These are all the forms of singing. Yedu Kutru Irkai. Then Gomutri. Gomutri is well known in the Sanskrit tradition. Kuta Chatushkam. So all forms of Vritta that is known at that time, around 600, he has composed poems. All are Vritta songs, music. Next. He has also sung in raga. It's called pan. Of course, sometimes we will read it as pun. This is wrong. We should read it as pan. These are the puns which he has sung. 22 different puns he has sung in his songs. 22 different, some of them are, most of them are of the same Sanskrit tradition. Some of them are exclusively Tamil tradition names. Look at this. Nattapadai. Nattapadai is what is Nattabhasha in Sanskrit. Takkai, which is Dakka. Dakkam Nanada Navapanchavaram. The 9 sounds were produced. Then Payam Takkaragam. Takkesi. He sings Kurinji. One pun which is called Kurinji, and this is nothing but Kraunchi of the Sanskrit tradition. Then we have Indalam. This is a pun in Tamil, but it is Indolam of the Sanskrit tradition. Mega Raga Kurinji. This is another form of tradition. Next one, please. Next. Next. Yes. Sri Kamaram. This is another pun. Gandharvam. It's a pun, but it's also a Sanskrit tradition. Nattai. Nattai. It is Nata in Sanskrit tradition. Gandhara Panchamam is also a pun in which Gnanasambandar has sung. Panchamam, Kausikam, Sadari. You see, these are all Sanskrit terms. So you have both Tamil and Sanskrit. Both in these two languages he has sung wonderful songs. Next. Now, we have an extraordinary inscription in Tamil Nadu on the walls of a hillock on the slope, written in Sanskrit, but also singing mode. You know, song is always heard. It's very difficult to reduce it to writing. That's why it's called a Shruti. Vedas are called Shruti. So there is a 7th century inscription at a place called Kudimiyamalai and also another place at Thirumayam. Big wall from there to this. It is given, first title is given of the, what we call grama. And then they give how to sing in 4 different forms. Chatush Prahara Swara Agamaha. And first the title, and then how to sing it in 4 different forms. Complete. It's an extraordinary composition of text. There, some of the titles written are Gandhare, Chatush Prahara Swaragamaha. Then how to sing it. Then you get Sadarite, Kaisiki Madhyame, and so on. So what we call pan is nothing but raga rendered, Sanskrit rendered in Tamil form as pan. Both are identical, synonyms. Next. But this has not been still completely deciphered how to sing it. Classical musicians, 1 or 2, like my friend S. Ramanathan, Vinay S. Ramanathan, they try to understand it, but it still remains to be completely sung. But that one is called Gunasayana Pramanam Saida Vidya Parivadini. There is a inscription which by the side. I come to the most important text in Indian context. This is, he gives a slogan at the beginning. Brahmagranti Maruta Chittanuga Hridaya Pankajam Surinam Anuranjakaha Stutipadam Yo Ayam Swayam Rajate Layam Rajate Yatmad Grama Vivaga Varna Rachana Alankara Jatikramaha Vande Nadatanum Tam Uddur Jagat Geetam Muda Sankaram. Friends, this wonderful introduction to whole of music from where the nada comes. And he lived in 13th century. I am going to give you and round it off with how the whole Karnataka music came down. He is very important, very responsible for that. There you see from where he was an Advaitin. Brahma Granthi, from where the nada is produced, how it is articulated and projected and brought into music. Yatmat Grama Vibhaga Varna Rachana Alankara Jatikramaha. All that is said about the classical music, Shastriya Sangita today, they are all there at the introductory part of. Next one, please. I am now almost coming to the end of my this thing. One is Bharata. As a historian, I am looking at it. He followed the Vedic tradition. He is pre-Christian era. Anandavardhana was the great exponent of Dhvanyaloka. What is suggestion? How rasa is to be brought down in the audience. And then Abhinavagupta, who commented, wonderful commentary on Natyashastra. He lived in, Anandavardhana lived in 10th century, Abhinavagupta in 11th century, they were living in Kashmir. Next, Bhaskara is a very important person. He also is a Kashmiri belonging to that tradition, but from Kashmir he came to these Yadavas, what you call Karnataka Desa, Dhavalagiri, what you call Dhavalagiri. There he came as an Ayurvedic doctor to the Yadava ruler, and his grandson was next Sarangadeva, 13th century. Kashmiri who came to northern part of Karnataka. His works is Sangita Ratnakara, which has been quoted subsequently by all authorities on Sangita, down up to real modern times. He is Sarangadeva, who brought Bharata's Natya tradition from Kashmir to Karnataka Desa. Next. He is a commentator, Simha Bhupala, who lived in the Vijayanagara period, 15th century. And he wrote what is called Sangita Sudhasara. His commentary is known as Sangita Sudhasara. It is only a commentary on Sarangadeva, Sangita Ratnakara. Then that was studied by Govinda Dikshita, who was a Karnataka Smarta Brahmana, who went to Tamil Nadu, and there he was the Amatya for three great Nayak rulers of Tanjore, Sevappa Achyutappa Nayaka and Vijay Raghunath Nayak. Both Raghunatha and Govinda Dikshita composed a poem, a text, only partially now available. It is called Sangita Sudha. There is a footnote which says it contained a chapter on dance, but that is no more available. So, but the Sangita aspect, Sangita Sudha, is still aspect. This is very important in the context because Raghunatha Nayaka, he heard that all people are singing in all types of ragas. So he is not, whether there is any connection between Lakshana and Lakshya. So he called all the great masters to his court and asked them to say what is Lakshana and what is Lakshya. So to examine what is Lakshana and Lakshya, there was almost a parishat under Raghunath Nayak. It seems sometimes due to age we miss the point, and again we have to rejuvenate all these great things, and that is Govinda Dikshita, who took this tradition of Sangita Ratnakara, commentary of Simha Bhupala, the earliest commentary on that, and Govinda Dikshita, who took it from Karnataka to Tamil Nadu to the Nayak court. Next. His son is the great Venkatamakin, who has Chaturdandi Prakasika. The 72 Melakarta ragas, he defines it, and now the Karnataka has given what is the Desi, what is the Margi, both to Tamil Nadu through Venkatamakin. And then Venkatamakin wrote the Chaturdashi Pravatka for the first time, 72 Melaka. That's what the great musicians say. Next. A Tamil translation of the Sangita Ratnakara was also composed by one Somanatha in 19th century, and that it is a translation of Sangita Ratnakara. Now, Sangita Ratnakara, as I told you at the beginning, we have Nada Tanu. And Sangita Ratnakara is referred to by Nagaswamy also And there we get Nada Tanum Manisam, which is inspired by Sangita Ratnakara. So we have complete tradition, century after century, from Kashmir, Veda to Natyashastra, Natyashastra to Sangita Ratnakara, down to Karnataka, and what went from here to Tamil Nadu, to the court of the Nayaks, became Karnataka Sangita. Karnataka Sangita is considered as very old Sangita. Yes, that meaning is possible. But most of the ragas as Malava, Gandhara, Gaula, etc. derive their name from the region from where it came. Here it is Karnataka Desa which gave this song, this classical song to Tamil Nadu in the 17th century, and that is how we get Karnataka Sangita. This is the Sangita. So we are thankful to the Karnataka Desa, and friends, it's all right that some people use this classical. Always it has been progressing, never static, as someone said, that they are misusing it. It's all right, one or two. But this foundation of this classical Shastriya Sangita is so strong, nobody can change it at any point of time. It will continue. And sometimes we are very proud and we forget what it is. It may be necessary for some people to oppose it also, or even misuse it, so that we get up, wake up, and try to defend it. So we have, when the time it started as classical music and regional music, at that time itself, we have the progress, the Karnataka Sangita, the classical Sangita, the Shastriya Sangita, always developed. Because music is an art of creation. Every music, every song sung, the same song sung and next day also is creative. And this creative is the main ethos of this Sangita. And so I think there is no need to be worried. But some great genius, Entro Mahanubhavalu, he said, we have great men who have continued like that, Amos and other, Balamarli Krishna. There are so many people who have come, great men who have sung, they have carried this creativity, and we have the latest T.M. Krishna. What a bhava he sings. Wonderful. He is a born musician. We should give him the freedom, let him do whatever he wants. But the bhava with which he sings, I think it is a supreme music, and we recognize it. Only thing is, let the classical rules are maintained, that's all. Doesn't matter where he sings, give him the freedom. But we will only appeal to Krishna. You have reached the highest part. Don't waste your time on all these small students. Others can do it. You remain there. We want to listen to you. We want to experience the bhava you communicate. And so let us ask Krishna, come back. We want you to come back to the same status of that beautiful bhava. And that will save us. And it will continue. Don't be afraid somebody has talked it. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I hope I have helped you.